Hello and welcome to another edition of The Morning Brew. It's the final for the week. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are live coming to you on NTN from the GIS studios. If you're watching us on air online, a special good morning to you. If you're a resident in St. Lucia looking to keep abreast as to what is happening in the government of St. Lucia, thank you for tuning in. St. Lucians living in the diaspora, a quick shout out to you. Thank you so much for watching this morning and following the content that we have on NTN. Just a reminder, if you've not yet done so, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and also like our Facebook page, Government of St. Lucia, so that you'll always know when we post new content. Now, getting into the latest stories from the Government of St. Lucia this morning, Tourism Minister Honorable Dominic Fede to hold talks with stakeholders on the performance of the tourism sector. Also, artist Gary Burt pays homage to the community heroes of Marsha, and the inaugural Urban Adventures Summer Camp sets participants on the right path. We have the details to those stories and more stories coming up in the broadcast. We also have a full house this morning on set of the Morning Brew. We have two up-and-coming artists who will be speaking to us about their work so far. We're giving them a little bit of exposure, as well as they will be featuring as part of an event being held to give the young artists some exposure, especially at this time of COVID-19, where we've seen a slow pace of entertainment activities on the island. So stay with us. When we come back, the news.
What does coronavirus have in common with love? Both are highly contagious. Spread love, not the virus. Like you, COVID-19 loves a lime. Beach, river, or fed. Coronavirus is like these people who track every lime just to invade. The best way to put off invaders? Cancel the lime. Spread love, not the virus. Keep you and your crew corona-free. Live to lime another day.
Together let us win this war. St. Lucia be a soldier. Together we can beat this corona.
It's a nice vibes in the studio of the NTN this morning. We're having a good time. Just want to get the news out of the way. Make sure you get the news before we settle down into our very exciting interview for the morning. St. Lucia is, as you would have known, been reduced in terms of the alert levels coming from the CDC. That is the Center for Disease Control and Prevention in the U.S. And this reduction in the advisory level has enabled other news sites around the world to give us the green light in terms of individuals visiting St. Lucia at this time. St. Lucia has been singled out by AOL News as a, quote, safe place to wait out the pandemic. The selection has generated interest in the island, which Tourism Minister Honorable Dominic Fede is hoping to convert into actual arrival figures. Alyssa Joseph reports on plans for a meeting with tourism stakeholders.
Tourism Minister Honorable Dominic Fede says St. Lucia has undoubtedly done well on containing the novel coronavirus, and the upgrading of the island by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control, CDC, to level 1, meaning low COVID-19 risk, is an acknowledgement by the international community of the hard work done by the government and people of St. Lucia. Despite the high ratings, the tourism industry is on a slow climb, with market performance remaining low. Load factors for the airlines are averaging 30% on the destination route. Hotel occupancies are also low, affecting profitability. Honorable Dominic Fede says the ministry and stakeholders are assessing, reorganizing, and improving the tourism products.
We have an opportunity with the recent announcement by the CDC that St. Lucia is one of the safest places in the world for people who are looking to wait out the COVID pandemic to travel to and to go to. We certainly are number one in the Caribbean. From all the reports that we have seen, we are the best country in terms of how we've managed COVID-19 in the Americas or the Western Hemisphere. So we are very, very pleased that we are among one of only 8 countries in the world by the CDC. That is quite special to be named in such a prestigious and elite group of countries that have really done an exceptional job in management of COVID-19.
The ministry is continuing to dialogue with the various subsectors of the tourism industry. Discussions were held this week with car rental operators, events and promoters to find the best and safest possible way of reopening. Minister Fede says government is deeply concerned about the thousands of St. Lucians who have been made jobless due to the impact of COVID-19.
We are going to be talking to the hotels a little later this week to see what we can do, how we can work together to make it a little better for them. All of the sectors that we have spoken to are having significant difficulty, whether it's in events, whether it's the day boat operators, whether it is the car rental companies, which I just came out of the meeting. It really isn't a rosy economic picture for these sectors, and we are working very feverishly to see how we can create the best enabling environment for them, even amidst this very difficult time.
An estimated 2,000 tourism workers are back on the job in the hospitality and taxi sectors. From the Government Information Service, Lisa Joseph reporting.
15 tourism properties, meantime, have been COVID-19 certified for reopening. Supporting sectors like sites and attractions and dive activities are working towards resuming as well. Donald Nvite is the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism.
We continue to look at, what the probability of risk is and at what time we could determine what services that can be added to the pool. Dive is an activity that can happen very safely, and we have been able to work with the Dive Association and the many dive operators. There are dive operators at the hotels that are open as well. And as of Monday gone, 17th of August, we had the resumption of dive activities that really joined the day boat activities that we had started. Apart from dive, we are also considering and working with sites and attractions so that they too can get themselves ready. There are protocols that they have to put in place. They have been open for the local public. However, when we start to look at the resumption of service to the high-risk market at the COVID-certified properties, we want to ensure that they go top-notch, in their cautions and their controls. So we're working with them to ensure each and every one of them who have presented themselves to participate in activities to their plan, they are ready and they're sanctioned to operate.
And these are the updates coming from the government of St. Lucia, primarily the tourism sector in wake of COVID-19. We do have two very interesting guests in our studio this morning, Ozwald and Dio. Two artists here from St. Lucia, up and coming, and this feature interview is just to promote their work right now, as well as put the spotlight on an upcoming show, an entertainment activity that will be happening in the community of Riviere Mitan. The details to that coming up in just a while, but first, a mural project is now underway in Marcia Castries to commemorate the heroes of that area and draw awareness to their significant contribution toward community development. We have a report. Take a look. Visual artist Gary Butte is busy transforming the empty outwalls of the Mindu Phillip Park into an ode to outstanding citizens of the Marcia area. It is a mural project that depicts the likeness of these community heroes, ensuring that current and future generations know of their legacy. Butte listed some of those featured on what has now been dubbed the Heroes Wall.
We have Alicia John, who was principal in the JP. In Marcia, we have Pan Andrew Shining, who has made his contribution in Steel Pan. We have Joyce Ogis, who was a cultural icon. She has done a lot in sports as well. We have Arnold Clouden. Arnold Clouden has done a lot in sports, in football, in coaching the younger generation. And I think that he should also get some kind of recognition. We also have James Belgrave is another one who has, in fact, James Belgrave has a court inside the Montoute Park that he made his own contribution to see that the sports fraternity develop back in those days.
Through the visual aesthetic, murals are said to promote a sense of belonging and strengthen community identity. From the onset, there was engagement with Marcia residents on the figures best suited for this recognition.
This project has been going on for over a period of about 2 months. It really started with conceptualizing, doing research, engaging the school. I must say that the Marcia Primary School has really been involved in the research with the teachers and students, getting information on the people of the community, and getting a lot of feedback from the people as to who's best to be on the wall.
Though incomplete, the Heroes Wall has already become a conversation starter with residents who are eager to learn more about the individuals being painted. The muralist hopes for versions of this type of commemoration to be recreated in other communities island-wide.
I think it's something that can also be replicated in many other communities, because I am very, very certain that a lot of communities have hidden heroes that people do not know of. And the only way you can get to know about them is to put them out there. And this is why I will say it again, that we have come up with that concept for people to recognize their heroes and see how much that they have contributed and how now the younger generation could follow that pattern.
Meantime, the Marcia project is still in its first phase. An unveiling of the finished mural will be held upon its completion. This East Castries mural is the latest undertaking by Gary Butte, who has over 20 years of artistry under his belt. For the Government Information Service, I am Jessie Leonce reporting. And finally, for the 24-hour news cycle, more than 20 young persons are better equipped to explore entrepreneurship after participating in the inaugural Urban Adventures Summer Camp. Take a look.
The Junior Achievement Program of St. Lucia hosted the closing ceremony for the first ever Urban Adventures Summer Camp. The Junior Achievement Program focuses on 3 educational pillars for success: financial literacy, entrepreneurship, and readiness. The camp focused on the new strategies of the Junior Achievement Program and created an avenue to develop the youth and ensure sustainability for the program. Approximately 21 participants graduated from the 2-week-long program. Parliamentary Representative for Grosley, Honorable Leonard Montoute, noted that the different aspects taught at the camp will aid in the holistic development of the youth.
These are qualities, these are skills that you should begin to practice as of now and take with you for the rest of your life. To learn to become an entrepreneur is more important than ever. Gone are the days when you can have an education in St. Lucia and expect to get a job in the public service or in some establishment. More and more, you have to begin to think innovatively as to how you can provide employment for yourselves. That will become very critical in the aftermath. Well, I'm saying aftermath as if I know that COVID-19 is about to end. But whether we have to live with it, or if we are fortunate enough in any time soon to come out of it, I know that in the aftermath, we will need the qualities that you've learned here today.
Chairman of the Junior Achievement Program, Kurt Hossam, expressed gratitude to all stakeholders involved in the initiative.
It is said it takes a community to raise a child. So I found it fitting that one of the, apart from etiquette, fundamentals of banking and finance, arts and crafts, teamwork, savings, and physical fitness that are all necessary, we dealt with agriculture, the fundamentals of agriculture. And I want to draw a parallel to us today, that we have a responsibility to continue to sow seeds for the future in our children today. Everybody could agree with me? Yeah? We are sowing seeds. This program is sowing seeds of development for future, for our future, because this is the future of the nation. It is within our young people. And in equipping them with such fundamental skills, enables them to be able to go out and to be functional in our world. And that is at the heart of Junior Achievement. We want to encourage the spirit of entrepreneurship, and we want to do so in a collaborative fashion.
Jim Xavier, Director of Community Service, encouraged participants to remain disciplined and keep focused on their goals.
I want to admonish you to continue in this vein. You're on the right track in life. That with discipline and the level of focus that you've shown, that you are destined to reach very far. I want to compliment the parents. You've done an excellent job. Continue, parents, providing the support for them. The ministry will be there to support Jay and the other community organizations to ensure that they go very far.
The closing ceremony for the Urban Adventures Summer Camp took place on Wednesday, August 26, 2020. From the Government Information Service, I am Anicia Antoine reporting.
We're having a lot of fun here in studio. Do stay tuned. When we come back after this break, we talk about an upcoming activity being held to give some exposure to some of the up-and-coming artists here in St. Lucia, especially at this time of the coronavirus when there hasn't been much entertainment activity on island. So we have Dio and Ozwald here in studio with us, and we also have the coordinator of this upcoming expose. Stay with us.
She's been watching, waiting, wondering when the sands of time will give way to a tide of change, and for yesterday and today to become a new tomorrow. For a time when her sun can kiss the cheeks of your loved one, and her stars can twinkle in her honeymoon skies. When her earthly embrace will reassure and calm your soul. And her unique view can change your whole perspective. Proudly, she has risen to meet new challenges and to provide safe harbor to all who reach her shores. For her hopes and dreams still stand, shoulder to shoulder, a precious reminder of experiences yet to come. So, wherever your moments and memories take you, let her sense of adventure set you free. She is St. Lucia. Let her inspire you.
TGIF, it's Friday. If you're watching still, thank you so much for staying tuned. This is the Morning Brew live on NTN. And for our Friday, we are featuring two up-and-coming artists and also an activity that they will be part of here in St. Lucia. We have in studio Dio, Dylan Joseph.
Yes.
My bad. Dylan Joseph, as well as Ozwald Montoute, Ozwald.
Yeah.
A special good morning to you both. And we also have in studio Miss Diane Felicien, who is the coordinator of this upcoming expose. A special good morning to you as well.
Good morning.
You wear so many hats. But tell us about this event. Before we get into the meat of things with the guys, tell us about this upcoming event. What inspired preparing this activity?
Okay. Good morning, TV Land, Facebook. Good morning to everybody, to the viewers. What really happened is that coming from the conversations from me being with the youth, they really requested an audience with the minister, which is Honorable Leonard Spider Montoute, in addition to the STO, which is David Moise. So that, of course, happened, and they gave the ideas. Riviere Mitan is known for an area with a lot of talent and a lot of the youth. So in keeping with some of their requests, one of which we had about 11 youth completed the electrical installation course. They all got certified. And we also had a total of 25 youth participate in an emotional intelligence session, which, you know, they looked at life in a different perspective. So of course we do have a lot of talented youth through music in Riviere Mitan. We have Celtec Entertainment, which Dio and the other guys, we have a lot more guys from Riviere Mitan, which is part of the group. And what better way but to give them some exposure. And we came up with the idea that, you know, why not have a talent display or talent expose in Riviere Mitan to really showcase what they can do. Because we have a level of, I would say, stigma when it comes to the youth based on the way that they dress, the way that they speak, the way that they walk, where they come from, their background, their family. And it's all about helping them, like you mentioned, in terms of the COVID, what can we do to engage the youth? And of course, all of this is supported by the Minister, Honorable Leonard Montoute, in conjunction with the Ministry of Equity, working with the STO. So we decided to really put that together. So what we are doing is really to expose the youth of Riviere Mitan and by extension, St. Lucia. We also encourage our artists to support them. In the likes of, we have the Ricketies, the Dennery segment, you know, these people, we really need you to come on board and support. It doesn't have to be just the Riviere Mitan community, but also the youth of the other areas. I'm sure they do have youth in other areas that need that kind of exposure, but you know, maybe not getting the opportunity to do so. So currently we have in the likes of Louis Dunn and also Esteban working along with the young men from the Riviere Mitan area. And it's a pleasure being here, and we really look forward to really showcasing them because I could tell you Riviere Mitan got talent, and it's just a matter of exposure and looking for ways to network, to have a better network for them.
Okay, I know it's still in the planning phases, but if you could just give us an understanding of what this atmosphere will look like on the day of the expose, tell us some of the artists that will be engaged and what the stage will be looking like.
Okay, so the stage would be a lot like real youthful entertainment. And also we're going to have persons like Esteban, Louis Dunn. We're still speaking to a lot more artists so that at this moment we can't confirm, but I'm sure Dio would give you a lot more of the names in terms of who's going to be there. Of course, Ozzy, we know for sure is going to be there, and Dio. And a lot more you from the area and who are part of the Celtec Entertainment. So it's really going to be showcasing the youth, the talent, and also it's not just going to be music for the youth. It's going to be, you know, we really want to target the persons, the senior persons or our elder persons who may be at home listening. So, you know, we want to reach out to everybody. So it's going to be music to entertain everybody. And of course, we're going to have, you know, a lot of side entertainments and stuff like that. Okay,
what day is it? Location?
Okay, so it's going to be Sunday, 13th September, and that's going to be at the Riviere Mitan community. I'm hoping everybody knows Riviere Mitan and where Riviere Mitan is, but that's going to be at Riviere Mitan, and we will be starting from 4 p.m.
Okay, and of course with the protocols being observed?
With all of the protocols being observed, we will be having the social distancing and everything will be there.
Okay, wonderful. I now head over to Ozzy Dot right about now. Morning to you, sir.
Good morning, GIS, morning NT, and morning St. Lucia.
If you could just tell us, what does this activity mean for you? Because I know COVID-19 shut down all the clubs, all activities. What does this upcoming activity mean for you in terms of getting some exposure at this time and working again?
Well, that activity, to tell you the truth, it will be like actually the first kind of vibe after COVID, well, during COVID-19, because, you know, we were on lockdown. But I'm sure like a lot of artists never gave up writing or give up their skills and consider, well, that's it. So I'm sure like the show that's coming up, you will hear a lot of new music from guys like me, Dio, and the rest of the artists. So basically, it will just be like a show. So we, the young artists, can showcase our talent and show the people like exactly what we have. Well, they have different kind of music. I started off doing hip hop, but I'm into dancehall, the new segment, Afro soca, you name it. Even soca, because I made it to the preliminary round 2 years ago. The soca preliminary, yeah. So like basically, so I'm just like an all-rounder, but I'm more on a dancehall kind of vibe now. You check. So yeah, they'll have the new segment artists, rappers, soca artists, dancehall artists like us. So yeah, it will be a nice kind of bouillon vibe, like, you know, mix up.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Ozzy, definitely during the lockdown and this period in wake of COVID, you had an opportunity to fine tune your skills, to write a lot more and so on.
To write a lot more, give my vibe a lot of melody, because you know when you lock down, like you are, you know, like you had all the time for yourself, so you could. Because if you check Cartel, as he is locked down, like you know, like his music, enough music, and he never give up. So basically, so real artists, I don't think they should ever like lay back on because well, that's it.
And for you, Dio, I can imagine the same is true.
Yeah, same here, right there. Yeah, we should all just come and have some fun, you know, all different ages, you know, we could cater for everybody, you know, reggae, dancehall, Koduro. Yeah, man, I envision it would be a really nice event, man.
And what was your experience like during the shutdown when things were slow and entertainment activity came to a screeching halt?
Yeah, well, like Ozzy said, enough writing, enough recordings, just staying positive and just keeping to myself, you know, progressively.
Okay. Talk to us about your background. I don't know who wants to go first, but definitely there's some inspiration behind, you know, this path that you've taken to become an entertainer at this time. Where did it all begin?
Well, I started off like my mom's and my stepdad, because I was born in Deriso. I left there when I was like 9, 10, 11, thereabout, came and lived up Castries. But me, like being like my stepdad, I used to listen to a lot of Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, like, you know, this Lucky Dube. So I kind of, well, my mom, she loved Anita Baker, Whitney Houston, you know, this kind of music. So I kind of grew up listening to music, real music. So like it was in me when I was like in grade 3. I remember like when soca, well, calypso, they used to call it back in the days, came into play like in the primary schools and them kind of vibe. We had a little, like my class, we had a little calypso kind of vibe. That's when I actually wrote my first song, which was like kind of up-tempo calypso, which we know it as soca right now. A thing called Zordi, because like, you know, they say, well, talk about what that was affecting your community. So me walking around seeing like, you know, people littering, because they didn't have bins and things, you know, so I came in for some do not litter, Zordi, so like, you know, it was kind of vibe, but yeah, I was literally grade 3, so I can remember that. So like that's when I really started off, because I wrote it on my own and them kind of vibe, but me growing up, I never gave up. Well, I listened to a lot of Beanie Man, them kind of vibe, so I used to take their songs and kind of put my own lyrics to it, but the same flow and them kind of vibe, check. But then, you know, I have a big brother who always used to travel, so he used to bring CDs like Tupac. That would have really inspired me to start writing, and because like I started off doing hip hop and them kind of vibes. So like in '96 when Tupac died, I was like, wow, because you know Tupac has a lot of inspirational songs, like a lot of songs like you can actually relate to. Anybody and everybody around the world can relate to a Tupac song.
Yeah.
So like basically it was like my kind of hero. You know, me growing up a young boy. And
so you mentioned Bob Marley, Anita Baker, Whitney Houston,
Michael
Tupac,
Jackson. Yeah, Michael Jackson.
Yeah. So your influences are wide-ranging.
Yeah. So that's why I find myself can write any kind of songs. Like meaning I can write dancehall, R&B, soca, hip hop. You can tell you that. So you know. So I just consider, well, since I kind of on my hip hop vibe now, since we Caribbean, I just switch it up a bit. That's why I start doing my reggae dancehall, like you know.
Kuduro.
Yeah, my Kuduro, them kind of vibe. Yeah, because I actually was in Barbados in 2018, where there's this lady, well, she kind of heard my vibe, she liked me, so she wanted me to collaborate with some. So I went down to Barbados 2018, you know, to work with a studio. Well, a guy named Simon Pipe, well, he's very big. I was watching his interview, like his vibe on Instagram, and he's doing music with Shaggy. Right now, Tanya Stevens, so but I supposed to go back, but since the COVID hit, like I haven't gone back, but I supposed to go back to finish a project which we started, but hopefully I'll be back. But yeah, so that's when I kind of really watch myself like, yo, Oz, you really have something, you know, so why don't you just take it serious? So that, so I started off, you know, taking my kind of Afro, kind of, because the beat, the song, that was my first actual Afro soca, Kuduro, like a thing called I, Make Me Sick. Well, it has a kind of cultural, like, vibe to it. So, you know, I kind of, but the song is playing a lot in Barbados, still we played. Yeah, so, but came back, switch up my vibe more still, you know, doing dancehall. Yeah, so that's it.
And what about you, Dio? I mean, if you could lead with being able to do music perhaps full-time, have you had that opportunity to do that in terms of it sustaining you? Because I know you would be inspired, you'd feel the music, but sometimes there are external forces that might prevent you from taking it on full-time. What has that journey been like for you?
Well, the journey's not been easy, I could say. I've been doing music for a very long time now, since I attained the age of like 13. I've been writing. My favorite artists were Michael Jackson, you know, Davil, Sean Paul. You know, I grew up on old school dancehall. So when I went to secondary school, I was always singing in the class and these things there. The teachers used to always call me to do shows on in the, you know, for assembly and stuff like that. So I said, hey, boy, it seems I have something of vibe, man. Everybody is checking on me, showing you. So I say, okay, I will just use that to just motivate and just uplift myself, just continue, just be at it, be at it. Yeah. So when I check, like, I did Serious Talk in 2016. It gave me a lot of feedback. A lot of people loved the song. Yes. Well, what motivated me to write Serious Talk was when my cousin got the rape, you know, what's it?
Crystal Santoma.
Crystal Santoma. So it really touched me at that time. I say, wow, the country really getting hot, boy. I need to do something about that. So send a message or something that inspired me to write Serious Talk, and it got good reviews. Yeah, I wasn't getting shows like that. I haven't been getting shows, people calling me and stuff like that. But I've been getting a compensation from Echo, thanks to Echo, you know.
Yeah,
man.
Get a little something.
Yeah, man, little something. So the journey have not been easy, and I just hope I just keep at it and keep doing what I love.
Okay, and your song Serious Talk, you finally were able to put down a music video. Tell us about the music video, who helped produce it, and the concept behind it.
Well, first of all, big up to Atron. He came up with the idea because he has a radio station called Serious Talk, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, he said he wants something to motivate the youths and, you know, something inspire the youths. So we went to M Records. Yeah, that's Dria's. When he heard the song, he said, wow, that's a good song. So we recorded the song. And from there, it was just a hit, you know. Yeah, man.
The concept of the video itself now.
Oh, the concept of the video. Well, I wanted it to be, well, it wasn't how I expected it to be, you know. But to me, it still came out good. What we wanted to show more of the government issue side of things. Yeah, but I had to leave the island, so we had to clip it quick in like 2 days. So the clippings I get was basically friends coming out to support me, you know, different communities like Grozile, Riviere Mitan, Town. Yeah, man, they came out to support, and I was very grateful for that. When I was in the States, I got a call saying like they would want me to come and perform for Independence event at the Mindo Philip Park. Yeah, so I couldn't make it, and that would have been my first performance for Serious Talk, you know. Yeah, I just missed the opportunity, but everything still worked out good though.
Okay, now what I want you to do is just to intro this music video to give the viewership an understanding of your project if they've not yet seen it. Just give us an intro to it.
Well, this is Dio, the artist, with his, well, not latest music video, but inspiring music video. And hope you guys like it. It's Serious Talk. It has a message. Hope you guys love it. Yeah.
Yes. Let's have to talk my mind, you know. You see, enough things are gone. youths nowadays, and them want make it back. Serious talk. Remember when we did a little, nothing not one like that. Serious talk. By crime and violence, bloodshed, my family was taken from me. Hypocritical society. I know that when me born, me talk my mind. Me no like see what I want. Big men are real bikini from them band. So them brain sickening like anthrax. What's that than Ebola? You need counseling, and you know that. Still from a day, busy police I kill off the little youth them on street. One we couldn't even find food for it. No parental guidance, no shoes, pan feet. Wonder if anybody see it. Remember what you saw, what you reap. Every man gotta stand from on them feet. Cause the system not give we justice. Serious talk. And the youths nowadays, and them want make it back. Serious talk. Remember when we did a little, nothing not one like that. Serious talk. By crime and violence, bloodshed, my family was taken from me. Hypocritical society. HDS, DBS, Choice TV. Channels were giving news still. Now roam rich people avenues. No. Show you what I want in the slums. What about where the keys and guns come from? Drug dealer, why you kill the young? Serious talk. And the youths nowadays, and them want make it back. Serious talk. Remember when we did a little, nothing not one like that. Serious talk. By crime and violence, bloodshed, my family was taken from me. Hypocritical society. Serious talk. And the youths nowadays, and them want make it back. Serious talk. Remember when we did a little, nothing not one like that. Serious talk. By crime and violence, bloodshed, my family was taken from me. Hypocritical society.
Yo, Dio, wanna take time to launch up the whole of Ianola. Ghost Town, View for Stanley, Stanley. Tell the youths them keep the peace. North, south, west, east. Yo, must pass. Or that we say, you know, serious talk.
Serious talk.
Serious talk, my yo. Alright.
Serious talk.
Nice, nice. Serious talk. I love the message of this song, and what we were just saying, you know, before, while we were watching, is that there is a great community supporting you.
Yeah.
Just talk to us about the community of Riviere Mitan, man. This is the home of so much musical talent.
Yeah. Riviere Mitan, a lot of talent in Riviere Mitan, I could say, from music, ranging from comedy, you know, social media personnel and all them things there. St. Lucia has enough youths that want to uplift their sense, but no platforms are available for them. And thanks to our parliamentary rep, all this is coming to forefront. D, thank you for the opportunity, for giving us the opportunity to showcase our talent. So September 13th, I'm really expecting it to be very hot and very exciting.
Nice. And Diane, definitely there is not only the talent, but you need a good mix of talent and support.
Yes.
And I could definitely see in that music video that Riviere Mitan is standing behind its artists, you know, there to support in whatever way they could. You know, you could just see them as being part of the background and everything. Yeah.
Well, in reference to Riviere Mitan, I would say that Riviere Mitan on a whole is a very supportive community. You would have, you know, the entire community coming to support anything. It could be a domino competition, it could be a football competition. The entire community would be there to support. So I would really brand Riviere Mitan as a very supportive community, and I know they will come out in the numbers to support what is happening on September 13th.
Okay. And Ozzy, talk to me about your latest music video. We know a Dio. That's a video that's been out for some time in response to the passing of his relative Crystal Santoma. But do you have something more current? Tell us about this latest project.
Well, that latest project is like, it's a dancehall, right? It's Trill and I. what happened is like I was at Tactical Production Studios. Big up to my cousin Ryo. You know, he was running, like, it was his birthday, so we had a party, so he was running some new songs. He had like a new artist named Trill. So I was listening to him like, yo, when I went from St. Lucia, he told me like, yeah, we're like, you know, so like, you know, I just kind of like his vibe. So I didn't really tell him anything that night, but 2 nights later, I pulled up at his home and there he was building that beat. Like on the spot, Trill was there, be like, yo, Trill, my G-boy, like, I like your vibe, I like your tracks and them kind of vibe. I ain't making a track with you. So why is Ryo? So he say, yeah, real. So I say, yeah, so why is we there talking, reasoning, Ryo, they're making a beat. So we tell Ryo, so like, let we do something, so it's like that. By the time Ryo was there working on the beat, by the time he finished the beat, like we were in studio, Trill and I, we were vibing on the beat. He came up with the chorus, which like, you know, kind of, yeah, like bring out a nice kind of vibe. So when I hear in the chorus, I kind of vibe with the chorus too, and like, you know, he came down first with his first verse, I wrote my second verse, then we kind of split the last verse, like 4 bars. By the time Ryo finished, make the beat, we finished write the track, and we record it one time and boom. So there, like so we have the song, like we started sharing it, so like we know we got some good feedbacks, and like people were like, yo, gee, that song really have a nice vibe. They like Trill part, they like my part, you know, like different kind of vibe. You know, like, so we just say like, so somebody were like, why do you only do a video? Yeah. So like, we said, but we didn't direct like to say like, plan the video. Like there, Kimian, he did the videos, like he have a nice HD camera and everything. So we just call him up, be like, yo, G, let's shoot a music video. But as soon as the name of the song is Real Life, we're just doing something real life. We have to put no props, no like, you know, pretty women. It's not like we couldn't get, you know, but the song name is Real Life, so we just do it in a real life. You check it, like, you know, we didn't bother, you know, to, you know, make it look like extraordinary, like, you know, like, yeah. Because I come across like 1-2 people already, and like, you know, knowing artists, like they've seen like artists have videos where they have the big cars and and in a real life, you know, I'm not trying to bash or this, but at the end of the day, like, you know, you have to coordinate with the track.
And you wanted to convey something authentic.
Right, exactly. Not putting too much or like, you know, like too cliche, like, you know, pretty women. Like, I don't know why well, it's true, it's always a nice vibe to see pretty women in videos and them kind of vibe, you know, to make the video look good, but it's according to the song you have. You get me? You can't just, you know, so I just hope you like the video. It was made on the spot, written on the spot, everything on the spot. So yeah, so that's St. Lucia, Trill and Oz. The name of this track is called Real Life. It's for all my people out there. You know, especially the real people. I hope you feel the vibe.
Okay, we have some technical issues with that, so that's coming up just now. So we're going to give you the chance to intro that video again. In the meantime, Diane, if you could just give us some more info again, reiterate the info about how persons can support and join in on this movement for exposing, bringing out new talent here in St. Lucia.
Yes, so again, we invite our artists who are known on the island and internationally to really come and support the youth. Like I said, from Riviere Mitan and from the surrounding areas, we have a lot of our youth that get lost, and they do have talent that is not noticed. So again, we encourage everybody to come out and support this initiative, support the youth in the area. This is the time that we really need to support the youth and be there for them. And by extension, then, we would have the youth now supporting our senior persons in the area, making the community a better area, a better place to be. Again, like we said, you know, we speak about violence with the youth, we speak about crime with the youth, but it's all about supporting them and coming out, and, you know, we calling on the Ricketies, the Denry segment, the Tennyson Johns, the Alpha Alain to really come out and assist these youth in the area. Again, I would like to really thank our STO, our Social Transformation Officer, Mr. David Moise, for really supporting us in the community, and also our Parliamentary Rep, Honorable Leonard Spider Montoute, for supporting this initiative and being there for the youth. So this is the one of many to come. So there will be a lot more activities coming up, not just for the youth of Riviere Mitan, but for the entire island and also the community of Grozili.
Okay, thanks for that. So, come the 13th of September, all roads lead to Riviere Mitan for the Empowering Youth Through Music Expose. We do hope you support, especially as we're coming out of and we're just recuperating from the effects of COVID-19. Everyone needs support. We have support for frontliners, support for the education sector, tourism sector, and at this point, we have some entertainers who need your support right now, getting some exposure and getting back into the groove of things in terms of their entertainment activities. We have Dylan Joseph, Dio, and really interesting video. It's the first time I've ever seen that video, by the way. Serious talk. I'm going to go look at it again for some forensic work. And also Ozwald, Montoute, Oz Dot. Yeah, man. We'd like to thank you all for just sitting with us. Just a really good note to end the week on, you know, exposing and giving the opportunity for young persons to get some exposure at this time on air. So, Ozzy, I'm going to give you the floor as we close to intro your song.
Yes, my people, I'm introducing the song for the second time.
We have it down, we have it down.
Yeah, there is the song called Real Life, Trill and Oz, produced by Tactical Productions, recorded by Kimian. Here we go.